First, open Google AI Studio and sign in with your Google account. To connect Google AI Studio with Google Sheets, start by deciding what you want the integration to accomplish. For example, you could use Gemini to analyze spreadsheet data, summarize information, categorize entries, generate text, or automate repetitive spreadsheet tasks. Before connecting anything, organize your Google Sheet clearly. Use descriptive column names and make sure the data is structured consistently. Next, open Google AI Studio and create a prompt that explains how Gemini should process the spreadsheet information. For example, you could instruct Gemini to analyze customer feedback from a spreadsheet, identify the main topics, classify each response, and generate a short summary. If you're building an application, use the Gemini API together with the appropriate Google Sheets API or integration method. Create the required Google Cloud project and enable the APIs your application needs. Then configure authentication securely. Avoid placing credentials or API keys directly in publicly accessible code. Once the connection is configured, your application can retrieve data from the Google Sheet and send the relevant information to Gemini. Gemini can then analyze the data and return the requested result. For example, your workflow could read a list of customer comments, classify them, and return categories such as positive, negative, or neutral. Your application can then write the processed results back into the appropriate columns of the Google Sheet. Test the workflow with a small amount of data first. Check that the correct rows are being read, the AI responses are accurate, and the results are being written to the correct cells. For larger spreadsheets, process the data in manageable batches rather than sending everything at once. Also add error handling for authentication problems, API limits, invalid data, and temporary service issues. Finally, review the permissions your application has and give it only the access it actually needs. And that's how you can connect Google AI Studio with Google Sheets in 2026.